Hey guys, welcome back to the Corey's channel. No, I don't know. I'm the depressed engineer. I'm here with myself, and we're gonna have a quick interview. I don't know. I don't know what kind of intro that was. I just felt like doing the stereotypical. Hey guys, welcome to the back of the channel. Say words and things are gonna happen. It's like, okay, whatever. As per usual, I haven't made a video in like 17 years. It feels like. Main reason being because I was suffering from horrible depression to the point where I actually closed my Etsy store during the holidays of 2020, like right before 2021. And then I took a hiatus. And then I didn't get back into 3D printing for like 6 months because it was just, I don't know, man. My mental health's been like really bad. I'm sure a lot of people are suffering from mental health issues with this whole COVID thing that's been going on for so long now. But at least now things are starting to get back to semi-normalcy. But that's also kind of what I wanted to talk about, because I think this video is pretty much going to be me just venting a lot. I haven't, as per usual again, I haven't really prepared any sort of talking points or anything. I just kind of want to let my mind loose at this point. Another thing I wanted to bring up real quick here. Hang on, real quick. I re-uploaded my Zatch Bell abridged episode that I had made because, God, I don't even remember how long ago it was, but YouTube took it down, I'd say almost like 2 years ago. And then I was just like, whatever, who cares? But I had the thought again that was just like, oh, you know, it'd be kind of cool to bring that back up. So I re-uploaded it recently. And I think, funny enough, that a lot of people have given that attention, and I've actually seen a few people subscribe to my channel, probably because of that. But this channel is really more of my own experiment channel, so I don't really normally do a bridge series or anything. I know a bunch of people wanted me to do a second episode, and again, the mental health issues just I've been going through like horrible anxiety, horrible depression, and then I've been having like really bad insomnia. But this past week I actually got a Fitbit. I've been trying to get back into working out because now that I'm fully vaccinated and all that, I can go back to the gym without having too many issues. Probably just catch a cold or the flu or something, but I haven't gotten sick yet, surprisingly. Normally what happens is I don't go to the gym for the longest time, and then I get sick because there's so many, like, the gym is just the worst. Like, it's the breeding ground of bacteria and germs. But I haven't really had that issue lately. But I've been trying to get back into cardio. My sleep's gotten a little bit better now, so hopefully that's not that big of an issue. But I think that's all the stuff I kind of wanted to address for now. As I said, this video is probably gonna be me just venting, and so I kind of want to talk about the workforce coming back from this whole pandemic thing. And you know, a lot of office jobs you've been doing, or a lot of people have been doing work from home, including me. I work as an electrical engineer, so if I'm just doing paperwork, it's so much easier to just do work from home and just do paperwork from home. It's not a complicated thing. And then if I have to touch equipment, I can just go drive into the office and do that. Like, it's not a big deal. But now you're starting to see en masse all these people being forced to come back into the office. Even administrative people who have these tasks, all these jobs that you really don't need to be in the office for. And these executives are like, come on guys, let's go back to the office. It's gonna be a grand old time. Everybody's gonna see each other face to face. We're a family here. And it's just like, oh, shut up, man. I'm just here to make a paycheck and go home. And life is just so much easier if I could just do all of that from home anyways. You watch the kids, you don't have to hire a nanny. Like, list all the benefits that have been shown from working from home and working remotely. Something that's been, you know, a topic of debate for years, even before this whole pandemic thing. People were like, yeah, working remotely is way better. Like, especially if all you're doing is working on software and updating HTML code for website, stuff like that, even just admin work, it just makes more sense to do it from home. Why do I need to be in an office? And I think a lot of people don't, I think a lot of these bigger companies don't understand that when you get these big giant buildings and you force employees to come in, it's actually more expensive to do that. Because now you got employees using your utilities. You have to set your HVAC systems to keep them steady. Everybody's using the plumbing. Everybody's using like food resources from cafeterias and the coffee makers going on and everything. It's like, you guys realize you're spending over $1 million, probably even more than that, just to force people to come into an office to do a job that they can easily do from home, like with Microsoft Office and crap. It just doesn't make any sense. But now, the company I work for, at least at our specific location here in Arizona, they've decided to start doing a thing they call a hybrid schedule. And the hybrid schedule is essentially, God, I don't even know where to begin. What they're planning on doing now, they want 2 employees to share a cube, which, you know, at first glance, who cares? Like, I've done that before. I worked at internships where I had to share a super tiny cube with like, I want to say 3 or 2 other people. And it was cramped, but it was like, yeah, whatever. But that's not even what they're trying to do with this hybrid schedule. With this schedule, what they want to do is 2 people are going to share a cube, but it's just going to be 1 set of monitors and a keyboard. And we have our work laptops that we bring in that makes that all portable and all that. But what they want to do now is 1 person's going to be on schedule A, which means they're going to come into the office on Monday and Tuesday. And then the second person sharing the cube comes in on Wednesday, Thursday, and then we usually have off Fridays. And I think they really haven't determined what's going to happen on Fridays. I don't know if that second person's going to be kind of screwed over, or if the first person's got to come back in again. There's details like that they still haven't sorted out, which are kind of a big deal. So technically we're sharing cubes, but we're not really, because it's only 1 person at a time in the office. And maybe at first glance you look like, okay, that's not that bad. At least you're not coming into the office 5 days, you know. And we work 9-hour days. And this was the biggest problem we had before all this work from home stuff, was it just felt like we were just trapped in these 3-wall prisons for 9 hours a day, 5 days a week, other than the week, because we do a 980. I think I explained this before. We have a 980 schedule. So the first week we do 4 days of 9 hours, and then we get that Friday off. And then the next week we do 4 days of 9 hours, and then that Friday we work 8 hours, and that comes out to be 80 hours bi-weekly. And that's the pay period. But it's just like, man, there's, even in engineering, there's a certain point where it's like, dude, I gotta get up. Like, I especially when work slows down. And you can check my older videos, I've already ranted about all that. It's like, it's just mentally taxing to have to sit there for 9 hours, knowing full well that work is slow and all you're doing is paperwork. And 80% of my job is waiting for someone else to do their job. And then when they don't do their job, I have to do their job for them, which is, oh, so much fun. As an engineer, having to do administrative work is just like, it's not even like technical administrative work. It's stuff like, well, you gotta fill out this purchase request or whatever. And it's just like, God, you finance people need to be doing this. Even pushing out drawing updates has been such a freaking nightmare lately. But here's the problem I have with this hybrid schedule, and I think everybody in our group has a problem with this hybrid schedule. The simple concept, from my point of view, is if you need to come into the office, come into the office and get some work done and touch the equipment, troubleshoot stuff, whatever. If you're just pushing drawing updates and documents, stay at home and do that then. I don't understand why this is such a complicated task. And especially, so here's the other part of this issue. We actually have two different buildings. One's our like main production building. I guess technically you can say 3 buildings. One's our manufacturing building, then one's the office building that I work in that has 3 floors and a bunch of it's just a bunch of cubicle farms. And then we have a separate entity across the road that they call Park Place. And I think it's mainly just administrative people and finance and business and whatever. But our company has decided not to renew the lease for that building. I think it's something like that. We're not using that building anymore, essentially. The funny part about that is they don't want to renew the lease on it, obviously, because it's cost prohibitive and the company obviously wants to save as much money as they can, whatever. And I'm sure part of the pandemic has shown them that, oh, these people can just work from home. But on the other side of that, it's like, okay, you just realized that these people can work from home, but you're going to do this hybrid schedule that forces them to come in at least twice a week. Doesn't make any sense. The other variable of this equation is that they have been talking about this over and over again, that we have two new departments that are forming that need to hire more employees. So not only are they reducing our workspace, but they're hiring more employees. You can't make this stuff up. So not only do we need to hire like a thousand, I think it's even more than 1,000 more employees, but we're going to give them less space to work with. And they actually gave us conceptual images of what the new workspace is going to be. And they put like a mini lounge in the middle of our cubicle farm. It's like, okay, so instead of investing in more cubes, you're going to invest in some more lounges, which takes up even more space and makes it even more cramped for everybody. The solution is pretty obvious to this. It's like there are clearly people in our company that don't need to be in the office. And that's great. Have them work 100% at home, and then whoever we need to hire, which is mostly engineering and manufacturing people who have to come into the building to do their job because they have to actually manufacture things and touch stuff, have them occupy the building and occupy the, vacant cubes that aren't being used from the admin people. Because again, if you're an administrative person, there's no reason to have you. That's the other part of this too. In order to slowly ease into this weird phasing project that they're trying to do, they're forcing all the managers to come into the office. And it's just like, a lot of these management people don't touch hardware. Again, they're the group of people who don't need to be there, but they're the leaders of our company and everything, and they have to be face to face with everybody. It's like, don't need to. You want to do a face-to-face? Call me on FaceTime or something. It's like, freaking, do you really need... I don't know, man. It just seems super unnecessary. But, so they're forcing all our leaders to come in. And a lot of these leaders are, they have kids. They have families they're trying to take care of on the side. And during the pandemic, it was way easier to just work from home. Not necessarily bark orders, but that's just the term I'm going to use. Bark orders at the employees and tell them what to do, and then take care of their kids at home while they're doing paperwork and filling out forms. The other nice thing about this work from home is that you don't necessarily have to adhere to like a 9-to-5 schedule. Like, obviously it makes sense for most people to adhere to it, because if somebody needs to make a phone call with you, it's nice to be on the same schedule. But, you can also do, okay, I'm going to work from like 9 to 10, and then I got to go jog, or I got to go take care of some personal matters for the next hour and then come back and then just work another extra hour. It's the idea is it's flexibility. It's more autonomy, which generally leads to employee happiness, is having some sort of control over your own stupid job. But this hybrid schedule completely takes away that autonomy and that control by forcing you to come in 2 times a week. So then the other part of that is, if I need to touch hardware and we're on a tight schedule, and higher ups are starting to ask me, well, why isn't this done yet? I'm gonna have to go up to them and be like, sorry, dude, I only come in on Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday and Thursday I'm not allowed to come in because the other person takes up the cube. It's just like, this is the most ass backwards, asinine shit I've ever heard in my goddamn life. Again, there are people who don't need to be there. Just don't force them to come in, and then you've automatically just created more space for everybody. Or just renew the lease for the other building. But you don't even have to do that. Just the people who don't need to be there don't need to be there. Like, am I taking crazy pills here? Like, I feel like I'm the insane one, and everyone's like, what are you talking about, dude? We gotta force people to come into the office. It's like, why? Oh, to have that face-to-face interpersonal communication? Like, yeah, I'm an engineer. I don't need to see people face-to-face. I'm here to just fix stuff and connect wires and then call it a day and collect the paycheck. Like, it's just annoying. And I think the other part of my older videos that I've, you can go and check and all that. A lot of my past videos have been focused on just defense contracting because that's kind of where I come from in my background now, even though that's not really what I asked for, but I got to take a job, I got to pay bills, so defense contracting was the kind of work that wanted to hire me, so whatever. But I'm getting to the point where I'm just like anti-work at this point. Like, it's not just defense contracting. It's these big giant corporations all over the nation, well, all over the world, really, that are forcing these people to come back into the building. And it's just like, why are you people doing this? Like, it's more cost effective to work remotely, and it just doesn't... It's like, we learned a lot of the various different things from various different redundant, but whatever. We learned a lot of various lessons from the pandemic, and we pretty much showed that you really don't have, for certain jobs, you really don't have to come into the office to do these jobs. But it's just like all these boomers and all these freaking managerial people are just like, what if we made the job harder again? We got to go back to normalcy. Which means we have to micromanage our employees from the office. And it's a lot easier to micromanage everybody if everybody's in their, cubicle farm prison that they have to sit in for 9 hours. It's like, dude, man, just let it go. Like, if you don't trust your employees to do their jobs, then don't hire them. If you're going to hire somebody and then micromanage them in person and then have them be more stressed out than they already are... I just, what is the benefit in doing that other than making yourself feel better? It's mind-boggling me. And it's actually leaving me speechless. Like, I don't know what else to say to that. It's like, okay, you clearly just don't want your employees to thrive. You don't want your employees to be, we're a family here. Look, the coffee maker makes great coffee, and we got a pool table. Like, bitch, if I want to go to a fucking pool table, I'll just go to a goddamn bar and fucking play pool or whatever. Or go to a friend's basement who has, like, a furnished basement and has their fucking... Like, I don't need to be at work to do these recreational... And to promote these recreational activities at a place where you want me to work for 9 hours, it's almost like entrapment for the employees, too. It's like, oh, you're not getting work done, maybe you should... put the cue stick down. It's like, well, then don't fucking put a recreational area in the cafeteria. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you can't give us these things and then yell at us for using them. Which, fortunately, by the way, like, you know, there's like one foosball table, one pool table, and I don't think anybody's ever been yelled at for using it, thank God. But I realize that there are other companies that do that shit. And it's just like, what is actually wrong with you people? It's like they're sadists that just love cracking the stupid whip on friggin' employees just to make themselves feel better and more in control, while simultaneously taking control away from the workforce. And it's like, what are you people doing? It doesn't even make rational or logical sense, and it doesn't even make financial sense. Again, it's more cost effective to just have your employees work remotely than have to use up utilities at the building. Oh my god, it drives me insane, man. What else do you even say to that? Other than what I've already said. And now we've got people joking about making double-decker cubes and stuff. It's like, oh, well, if we make them taller, then we can have a person on the second floor of the cube. And it's just like, man, don't even test these people. I'm sure they'll freaking do something like that. But I'm hoping what the outcome of all this is going to be is we're going to do this weird, messed up hybrid schedule for like a month. And then people are finally going to be like, wait, this is a terrible idea. Why the heck we got to hire like 1,200 more people or whatever I don't even remember what the number is. But it's something like ridiculous. Like we have to hire a bunch of new people for these new programs that are coming up. And then reducing space by making a weird hybrid schedule where people have to come in for 2 days and then... Like the only benefit to this... Well, and is a general benefit of work from home anyways, is your home could be anywhere. Like, I could be living with my parents out in Ohio, working remotely on just, you know, updating drawings and documentation, and just doing remote work from there. I don't even need to spend money on this freaking apartment. Like, but I do because, like I said, I have to go into the office and touch equipment every once in a while. And it's just, I don't know. Like, am I the crazy one here? Like, I feel like, I mean, I don't mean to toot my own horn here, but am I the only logical person thinking about this stuff? I just don't understand. And then now, in a competitive marketplace for employment too, a lot more people are going to want to work for companies that are like 100%, or at least 90% or something like that, remote work. Why? Again, why do I want to come into the office if I don't have to come into the office? It just doesn't make sense. Again, it makes me feel like I'm losing my freaking mind here. But yeah, that's the biggest thing I wanted to vent about this hybrid schedule. We got to come in Monday, Tuesday, and then the second person comes into the same cubicle Wednesday, Thursday. Which brings up a ton of questions. Again, it's like, sorry, I can't get this testing done on time because you guys decided that I can only come in Monday and Tuesday or Wednesday and Thursday. It just amazes me that project management is always pushing for schedules, always pushing for timing on things. And then this whole schedule, this new thing that they want to do is going to totally mess that up. So it's one of those things where it's like, well, don't come crying to me when your stupid plan makes it harder for me to get things done on time, because now I can only come in twice a week. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I'm sure there's ways around it. Like, you don't necessarily have to be in the cubicle. Like, if you're doing testing, you're probably out in the laboratory or you're out in the testing area and you're not at the cubicle. You can just bring your laptop there and do that. But again, you're almost just doing that to simply inconvenience the employee for no other reason than to just make yourself feel better. We're a family here and we gotta... it's annoying. Another comment on all my past videos about just being defense contract. I think a lot more of my videos, if I do post more videos again, I don't know. I don't have a great track record for YouTube videos, obviously, but I think I'm probably gonna be more focused on. There's a subreddit called r/Antiwork, and I know what it sounds it's like. Nobody should ever work, but it's not quite just nobody should have to work. Although that is a topic to discuss with automation in the workforce. But it's more about just workers' rights. And like, again, like I said, forcing someone to sit in a cube for 9 hours a day for 5 days a week, it's borderline like torture, honestly. And you almost have to, like, every hour on the hour you have to get up and like get some sunshine or something, or like move around. Because Lord knows there's plenty of articles out there now talking about sitting disease, and like sitting down for way too long is basically killing people. It's like the new smoking, as they say. But it's just like, well, a better way of doing that is to just work from home. You do some work at home, then you walk around, you go to the kitchen, or you go to the patio, or you just walk around the building for a little bit, and then you come back and just do some more work. Granted, you can do that in the office. But I've worked at an office where they were super strict about, like, where were you at this time, and blah. Those are the super micromanage. The one thing I am thankful for at my current workplace is that they are not super micromanagerial. Like, they don't micromanage every little thing I'm doing constantly. I mean, the worst I get is freaking, why isn't this done on time? And it's like, well, again, I'm usually waiting for someone else to do their job so that I can do my job. And then these tasks get stuck in limbo because I'm waiting for someone else to, for approval for signing something or whatever. And it's just like, I can only imagine this getting worse with this whole new scheduling that they're trying to do that really just makes almost no sense. I'm actually trying to find the, is this it? Here it is. So here's the post I was just talking about. Yeah, I've been doing Genshin Impact stuff on the side as well. But it's just like, I forget. Oh yeah, at the Internet Hippo. He's a pretty popular Twitter account. But absolutely insane that people are being forced to do this after proving on a mass scale, that it's not necessary. A friend of mine, or a friend of a friend, went back into the office yesterday, back to 5 days a week. He used to take his laptop outside, walk around all day, go into the city, and go into the parks. Now he sits in a cubicle again for 9 hours. He broke down and cried when he got home. I mean, I haven't broken down and cried, at least. But it's just, again, super unnecessary to do any of this. Especially if productivity hasn't been affected at all by working from home. Then why force these people to come back in? It's borderline torture to have to force somebody to sit in a freaking cubicle farm for 9 hours a day, 5 days a week. So, I mean, at least the nice thing is about this weird hybrid schedule that they want to do is that you only come in twice a week and then you're done. Which makes me wonder if I should move to another place if I only have to come in twice, maybe somewhere further up north or whatever. But again, it's just like that. I mean, that's just anecdotal evidence with the tweet and everything. But there's so many people I know that are just like, there's no way that I can go back to this having to sit into a prison for 9 hours a day again. I mean, I had moments even before all this where I was sitting in a cubicle just like waiting for emails and waiting for an Excel spreadsheet to get approved by whatever. I'm just sitting there like, why am I here? I can easily just get in my car and go home and literally nothing will be different. And I've done that a few times in the past. I would say in 2018 and 2019, I did that way more often. Like if I had plenty of work to do, then yeah, I'll go into the test area or the laboratory and touch equipment and do stuff. But if my workload is slow and I'm just pushing paper, I'm just pushing pencils, I don't need to be here. Like I can easily just go home and monitor progress on this document that I'm waiting for from home. Not to mention I can probably get more stuff done at home, like cleaning my room. I live by myself. I have to take care of everything. I gotta cook dinner. I gotta make lunch. I'm trying to do 3D printing on the side. There's so many other things that I could be taking care of at home on top of the work stuff that I'm doing. I have other personal tasks I could be working on. And I mean, you can argue that, well, you need to be focused on your work. Again, at least in the field that I work in, it is so slow sometimes, especially, you know, government work. It's like, dude, even when I'm in the office for 9 hours, I'm usually sitting there looking at YouTube or looking at Reddit, waiting for someone to sign or approve a document. Again, just waiting for someone else to do their job so that I can do mine. It's just, and I feel like I'm kind of talking in circles at this point. But again, I don't know what else to say about this. This is just mind-boggling how dumb all this stuff is. And I don't know. I guess let me know what you think in the comments below. But yeah, I don't know. I just want to get that off my chest because I think I started reaching a boiling point this past week when they first started talking about this. Well, actually, they started talking about the hybrid schedule like a month ago, but they're only now like officially saying, "Hey, we're actually going to implement this." And again, it's just like, are you guys serious? Like, pretty sure a 12-year-old can figure out that this is a really dumb idea. So, anyway, guys, I appreciate the support as always. Thanks for watching the video, and hope to see you in the next one, whenever the heck that's going to be, because again, I don't have a great track record with these videos. Maybe my mental health will actually start getting better, and maybe I won't go into basically depression comas where I basically stop functioning as a human being for 6 months and then come back and go, yeah, I'm great now. But I don't know, that's my own personal problems I'm trying to figure out on the side as well, on top of all the stupid crap that's going on in the world. So anyways, I'll see